it's Thursday, and last week's project got a little out of hand. So this week I'm planning to do the opposite. We're going to do a hand puppet, specifically a dragon hand puppet. So my very early plan is building it up around my hand. So like a normal crochet project, but I'm the stuffing. And that's going to help make up for all of the stuffing I used on this fellow. So what I'm thinking is we're going to make the head on the middle finger with the body running up the back of the hand, the tail down the wrist, and then like the remaining fingers and thumbs are going to be the legs. So kind of like, you know, or like left-handed or right-handed. Maybe some wings. It's a dragon. We'll see. So just as I'm trying to sketch it up here, I'm realizing how big of a role the hand is actually going to play in just the overall shape and attitude and demeanor of this thing. I'm really going to have to simplify my shapes all the way down. I don't think there's going to be any room to be modifying some of these shapes, so this is going to be a real exercise in minimalism. Just realized I've drawn a guide for my left hand, and realistically, if I'm going to want a puppet, it's going to need to be my right hand. So, let's try that again. And I am also realistic about who is going to want to play with this more. So I need to make sure it's going to fit Mr. Bones as well. Can I borrow your hand? I need your hand on top of my hand. Oh, do you want your left hand?
No, I was just messing with you. My hand on top of your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, let me get it.
Are you satisfied with your hand position?
Yes.
Thank you. So there we go. Now, I just want to say that I am open to the idea of like iterating today. That just means I can make things more than once. Like so many of the ideas that I work on are like fly by the seat of my pants, one and done. You get to start where you start and you kind of have to just roll with what happens. Today's project is a little bit smaller, so I do think there might be some opportunities for me to learn from some of my mistakes and go back and try things a second time. So I just want to state for the record that I'm open to doing that today, and we'll just see if that becomes relevant. Okay, and I think I'm going to make this first one pink. Just nice, bright, saturated pinks. And there's potential here that I might try again in blue at some point, maybe some purple. But for now, I'm really liking this. Probably because of all the pastel we used over the last couple of weeks, but I want some saturation. So main color, highlights, accents. We're prepared. So let's do a little test, shall we? Let's build some finger feet. So what I know about this piece is that it needs to be a pretty straightforward tube. I want it to reach up to my second knuckle on my finger. And I want to try and build some toenails in around the base. So those are kind of my only requirements for this piece right now. The tube itself does have to fit quite firmly over my finger as well. Like it has to be, we're making this to fit right now. Don't want things falling off. It was around about this point that I realized fit was going to be an issue, so I kind of pivoted from my original tube idea and I decided that I was going to make some ribbing that extended up to the second knuckle just to give us that little bit more flexibility when it came to fit. Of course, I couldn't quite remember how to do ribbing, but we worked it out. I also remembered that I pull my slip stitches really, really tightly, and so I'm using a bigger hook here just to try and keep my stitches a little bit bigger and a little bit looser so that I can actually, you know, work them. Okay, so there's the first one, and while I don't love the appearance of this around the leg, the ribbing does mean that it fits. I need to make them a little bit bigger around this ankle joint just because I'm having to cram my finger in there. That said, it is holding it in position nicely. So worst case scenario, I can definitely use this one here for the pinky, but the thumb is definitely going to need something bigger. I'm going to make 4 basically like this, but I'm going to play around with the sizing just a little bit, just to make sure that I can get them to fit on my hands okay. Okay, we have all 4 feet. I had to make a bigger one for the thumb. 2, 3, 4. Am I the most nimble puppeteer? No. But I am the most enthusiastic. This is great. Okay, so I'm already having a lot of fun with even just this. This already has a surprising amount of character to it. But it leads me to kind of the first major hurdle that I've been thinking of with this particular project, and that is, do I enclose the whole thing in a glove, or do I like sort of leave it with as much like flesh showing as possible so that I maintain that mobility? The fingers stay on okay, but I think the glove might help anchor some of the other body pieces. So we're gonna experiment around with that now to sort of work out what we want to do. Gotta tell you, that ribbing was a bit of a game changer for me. He looks like he's wearing little knee-high socks, but I'm having way too much fun with this already, and all we have is feats of greatness. Ah! So my problem at the moment is that even though the legs have so far been highly successful, they're currently holding the camera, I'm actually a little bit torn as to how we want to approach the rest of this structure-wise. So we could do a fully enclosed glove, which I think will help anchor all of the rest of the pieces in place and kind of make it a lot easier to like maybe put the whole thing on. But I also think that might inhibit the movement, and we might be better served by keeping the underside of it open. But I don't think I'm going to know which one the correct answer is just thinking about it. I think we're going to have to actually experiment with this a little bit. So we're just going to experiment a little bit with the main structure. Okay, so these cover up to the first knuckle. And then you can see here exactly how much of the hand we're needing to cover up. Or not. And then ribbing. He's playing too. No, are you helping? I really need to find somewhere for you to live. So I did decide to try like the flat style first and use those rows to help me build some little spines down the back. What I'm really relieved about here is the fact that I recognized really early that I didn't want those spikes to be in the middle of the flat piece that I was making, because actually the top part of this flat piece has 3 of the legs in it, not 4, and so it actually needs to be way closer to one side than the other. So I was building that in about 8 stitches from one of the edges, and just sort of seeing how that spacing was going to go for us as well. Okay, so I have finished the top part of this particular experiment. It's got its little ribbing around the wrist. And one thing that I have been aware of throughout this particular test, but I am ultra aware of now, is the fact that while I have made like a little sleeve for the thumb to stick out of, this pinky finger with the 4th leg, when it's in this position, there's no way it needs to come out the top. It has to come out the side. So I'm wondering if I should have made it like this shape mirrored on the other side. And what's really rough about this is that I can't really tell until I've made at least this portion of an underbelly, like attached it together and seen what shape it forms and whether or not we're okay. So I'm going to make the main L bend of a belly piece right now, really quick. There we go. So if I sew around those 2 pieces, we might start getting an idea. Sewing, again, feels very permanent. I'm wondering if I could cheat it a little bit using some bobby pins or something. So that goes in here like that. This goes out the side. The bobby pins are so far proving to be very effective. Go team bobby pin. Is there nothing you can't do? Okay, well, the first things that I'm noticing are my stripes aren't down the middle of the back, but that's not the biggest problem here. The biggest problem here is just how much fabric there is. Honestly, it's a distraction. I think it's lost some of its cuteness. I could do a whole piece just with ribbing, or I could just anchor it in places with like ribbed bands, like one here at the back of the tail, one across the middle, and then otherwise just have one long piece. Maybe that's the way we go. I think a glove is honestly, I think it's too much. Can we get out of there? We lost one of our little leggies. All right, that's an unexpected turn of events. Okay, so that is the feet and an experiment where we have learned some stuff. So that is where we're going to pop this down for today. Tomorrow we're going to come back and do the head. Okay, so with yesterday's failed structural experiment still just sitting here mocking me, we're going to proceed today with addressing the middle finger, which is going to be like the head and the neck at minimum, but potentially it's going to stretch all the way down the body as well. We're not going to really know. We're going to learn by doing. So my thought here is we're going to start down at the tip of the nose, build out into some cheeks, and then just sort of see how things are developing from there. Okay, so that fits pretty nicely. Once again, the ribbing has come to the rescue, and that actually holds on pretty well. Obviously, I want to put a little bit more detail into this face, like eyes, but right now I'm just kind of focusing on the main pieces, and I'll worry about the details later. He's a cute little guy already, though. So yeah, the next thing we're going to do is work out how to attach these wings. We're going to try like an almost sweatband type of thing, similar to how we've done the ribbing here, but just so that it stretches across these 3 fingers. And it's going to have to be narrow because I've not left myself a lot of room there. Maybe it can sit slightly on top. And honestly, I'll probably sew it to this piece as well, so make it one piece that just slides on. So that's like the main body piece that's going to go down and around. And then this is like a cuff that's going to attach at the wrist. But what I'm thinking about at the moment is whether or not this whole cuff should be in this color, or if I should swap to some black or like something maybe a little bit more like blendy with my skin. But then there's always the risk of that looking weird. It's like, I'd rather things look intentional than accidental. So that's kind of the loop I'm stuck in at the moment. We've done the first little bit of ribbing that's going to go around this wrist part. But I do think it's starting to come together. So I just need to work out how I'm doing this band. I could use the pink for it, but then that would really show up. Yeah, it would really show up. I am going to have to work this out. What I'm thinking at the moment is while I try and work out, ruminate on what I want that wristband to be, is maybe we get started on the tail, and I have an idea for the tail. So some of you who have been here a little while might remember my fidget slug, and I think it could be fun to do a tail that's articulated the same way. I'll leave a link to the pattern somewhere around here if any of you are interested in making one of these. But I'm just curious to see if I can get that to work. It just truly has such fun movement to it. I won't go as big as this because this is quite chunky and round. I'm thinking, oh, actually, maybe I will go as big as this. It won't like waggle or anything like that, but I do think it's worth exploring. I am actually using stuffing. Guess that's the theme for the month, huh? Unexpected stuffing. Okay, so there is the tail piece, and it should fit right there. With that piece done, that is like the end of all of the structural pieces, and everything past this point could kind of be considered decorative, except for that wristband. And I think the only way I'm going to be able to tell how I want to approach that wristband is to try all of the pieces on. Let's do this. Ooh, does this piece have to go on first? I think I have my answer. I think we are going to continue on in the pink and have that wrap around that part there. I can't help it. He just wants to fidget all the time. So with all that established, I was able to finish off the wristband part of the structure and then just sew all of those main body bits together. Which has left us with something that looks a little bit like this. Still a little lumpy, but it's better, I think. Okay, so I am experiencing a little bit of a problem here in that I love the legs and the head so much, and I think they have so much attitude. But I hate what's happening back here. I don't know how to resolve it properly. I don't think it's adding a lot to the articulation of our little guy, who is just a little bit dramatic. But I think this bit here is really successful, and I think this bit is really successful. Even the first part of the body here, but maybe it's just that it's too long. Round that up a little bit more, but then the tail is very high in the air. You see the problem here. And I actually think he's cuter if he's shorter. But I am going to stop playing with him for a little bit. Apparently it's quite weird when I go back to using my hand as a hand versus when he's no longer a little dude. Anyway, it's very distracting. Maybe folding up the body like this will solve the problem. I'm just going to pin it in place for now and just see how we feel about it as we go on. So I'm just going to make a couple of little 4-stitch tubes for the horns. And while I would normally run them all the way down to the nostrils, we're working on such a small scale. I think that just working up the bumps that go on the back of the head will have to do. And I'm a little bit conflicted about the idea of using safety eyes or not, but I do think I left enough room in the head for those stems. So we're going to give it a go. Ideally, I would have snapped the backs on a little earlier in the process, but I'm just going to have to do my best here. It's so funny doing stuff with half the dragon on. He just looks very, very clingy. But okay, so I've added some eyes. I've added some little horns to the head, and I think that's already adding like a lot of attitude. I folded up the body there, as you can see. It removes a whole section, but honestly, he's a much better dimension now. And don't get me wrong, he's still on a little bit of a tilt, but that's because I suffer from having human anatomy. For lack of a better phrase. Anyway, so we're going to make some little wings. I'm going to sew that little body adjustment in. And we'll see what our finished prototype looks like. So I tried a couple of different things here. I first started off with a couple of like individual tiny petals, but they felt too small for it to be wings themselves. And then I thought maybe I'd group a couple of them up into like a flower formation, but then I didn't really like the look of that. And then I tried the individual petal thing again, and shockingly, they were still too small. Finally, I did manage to arrive at this almost hooked wing design that I think is quite nice. And I do think a single layer is the correct choice here, because then there's a bigger chance of them having a bit more floppiness to them, which I think might give them a little bit more life. Alrighty, sewing.
Words of encouragement. Sorry, words of great encouragement. I love the wings flip-flopping backwards and forwards as you crochet.
He just just sits there. I'm just weaving ends in and he's just like,
Hmm.
yeah, this is what he looks like when he's just sitting on the back of my hand. And I might just keep him like this. He's a little pet. Ready for some feet, little guy? Okay. Oh, that feels like it might be the little one. Last puppet show, I promise. That's just... I can't help myself. He's just so cute. He sits. Scritch around the back of the head. Can't quite get the walking working perfectly, but I'm working on it. So with that one there finished, I haven't forgotten about Mr. Bones, but I need to make one a whole size larger in every respect because that one there barely fits my hand and there is a little bit of a size difference there. So let's make one for him now. Honey?
Yep.
Yeah, come in. I just need to pick some colours. What colour would you like the dragon to be? I've picked out a couple of options that you might like over there.
These are two very nice colors. Olive drab and like,
Okay.
I don't know, camouflage green.
Hang on, let me pull them out so people can see.
Army is olive drab.
Yep, they are army, and this one doesn't have a name. Okay, we've got some greens.
This is a nice grey.
That's brown marble.
It's
I need you to pick one really bright colour to act as your accent.
I think I've already got this one.
You have. He has picked the army green a second time.
I have to pick up. I assume you want something that makes vague sense within colour theory.
I would normally go with yellow for something like this.
I'm thinking yellow.
Yeah. So what I would suggest with this one here is, here are your yellows, right?
Yep.
You have either a lemon sorbet, which can look nice with this tone here. This one here can look a little Aussie, oi, oi, oi.
It also looks a little bit wiggles.
A little bit wiggles, but you can also go for like a brown tone for his fingernails.
Is that Outback?
No, this is sun gold.
Where's Outback?
Hold on a second.
Oh, that's nice.
That's Outback.
Yeah, okay, let's go Outback. Unless you don't have any Outback left.
No, I have plenty. It's just this is the scrap of Outback that we have.
I think it goes well with both of those two.
Okay, so I will make some choices based on this.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your input. I'm gonna
a smidge of this with the Outback if you wanted a highlight on the highlight.
I'm going to take this and run with it.
You're smiling, so I know I made a good choice.
It might not be what you expect, but I've got some ideas.
I picked great colours, didn't I?
You picked wonderful colours.
I am the best at picking colours.
The best colour picker ever. Okay, get out. Now, this wasn't as simple as just recreating the exact same pieces that I used for mine. There was a couple of changes that needed to be made. The first was the obvious one. The whole thing needed to be bigger. So I did start by using my largest piece, which happened to be the thumb foot, and tested that to see how it would fit, and then kind of just tried to adjust from there. Could you bend at the knuckle? Yeah. See, let me show you the thing that I'm having trouble with. It's the same one on me. See how it stops before the knuckle?
Yep.
And so I can like bend and kick.
But I've got much more pronounced musculature.
You have much musclier fingers. Because like, yeah, your knuckles are actually in the same spot as mine. It's just you're chunkier. And so like, I think I need a shorter foot and then like to bring this down a row for you, whereas I've been pushing it up previously. Yeah, thank you. What's happening right now?
I was flexing.
And so we've decided that the best course of action is to leave the back of them open, but provide him with the option of tying them shut to make up for his flexy finger biceps. I also chose to add some little foot pads to the bottom, and I wanted to add some little details around the toenails as well, just so that I could work in another one of Mr. Bones' chosen colours. Felt a little bit cheap to only pick 2 of them. For the body piece, I ended up playing around with using spike stitching to add a little bit of texture to it. I used half double crochet with making mine, so this did mean that I had to do more rows for this one here. But I already had to do more rows for this one here because it was already going to be a bigger piece. So I thought, let's play with some texture. Now for my body piece, I ended up folding up the extra length and just sort of stitching it in place to hide it away. But what that ended up doing is adding a little bit of rigidity. And I'm a little worried about this one here in making it shorter without that folded up piece, is that it might be a little floppy, but we're not really going to know unless we try. We need to do a little fitting. Get your hand.
Do you want me to look or not look?
You can look. That's okay.
Excellent.
All right. So I'm just gonna start.
Hello, YouTube.
Start putting bits on you. Stop that. So that goes there. We have that. Well, that's your thumb.
Could you pull them up by the sock a little bit?
Sure.
Oh, yes.
We've got the tightening strap at the back that I'm not fastening. But
Oh.
how's that? Better? Stop. And Pinky, who you haven't tried on yet. I might have to stretch this one out a little bit. Hold on. Don't look at me like that. There we go. How are those feet feeling?
My foot's on the wrong way.
How's that?
Pull it by the sock.
Where's the head? Oh, you've tucked it under. Okay.
What do you mean, where's the head?
I'm just like, where'd it go? Yep. Okay. Could you just hold still? And could I get your hand out flat? Is that okay?
Bump the tripod.
No, that's fine. Hand out.
Sure, I'll just put my hand around you.
Well, that works.
Yes. Oh.
And then this goes here. And this on mine, if you look, this is how I put mine on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. But your thumb doesn't seem to work the same way as mine does.
Oh, yes. You can see over here. See? Mine's actually comes in where yours goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
It's just your hand is built different.
Oh.
Okay, so instead we might have to go around the wrist like this,
Yes.
in which case we've got a pretty good fit, but we have to check to make sure your whole hand can fit through the thing so that you can take it on and off. Okay, so relax. Thank you. Just stop that. Stop. I'm keeping the fingers in the right order. All right, so now what we need to do is can your hand fit
I'm
through
naked.
there? Ah! Can your hand fit through there?
You should have left the feet on.
No, we're going to need to make it bigger.
No, it's fine. I was doing a bit.
I don't believe you.
That is loose.
Okay, thank you.
It's loose.
That's all we need for now.
You don't believe me.
You're a menace. The tail could basically be the exact same piece, but I remember not to stuff the base piece this time, so I wouldn't have to try and pull stuffing out between the stitches like I did last time. And there's no real changes to the head. I did need to make sure that it was a little bit wider, and I had to remember to just snap those eyes on earlier than I did on mine. Assume the position. Okay, so we still have a few loose threads flapping around, but this might be easier if you palm up. Okay. I'm trying to get you on camera. Are you doing a bit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm just checking. Alright, so this bit goes over. We got to kind of work you into the various bands, and then your middle finger only goes in there.
Would you like me to help with this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'd be great. Thank you. Stop. Please. Okay. Want some feet? Stop it. That's so cute. Other back foot. I got the little dash of outback in there that you wanted. Okay. Time for your hands.
Ah.
What?
I'm feeling shy.
Oh, no, one more leg. Okay, you should be all strapped in, buddy. Yeah? Okay. I will join you with my dragon. Ready, I'm coming in for landing. No. It's so cute. Do you like him?
I'm not sure if I should be speaking as me or as him.
I don't think he speaks. His mouth doesn't open. There we are. He's just a baby. He's still learning to walk. Oh, your leg fell off. My leg never falls off. Okay, this might be the most fun project I think I have possibly ever done. But anyway, that's it for this week. All right, everybody say bye.